After Rama was crowned the king of Ayodhya, he called all his friends and the monkey army and thanked them all for their help. Hanuman decided to serve Lord Rama and so he stayed back. Sugriv teased him by saying that Hanuman did not love Rama and Sita enough. You know what he did? In the filled court of Ayodhya, Hanuman at once tore open his chest with his nails. To everybody's shock, everyone could see Rama and Sita in his heart. Rama was deeply touched. He embraced Hanuman and said that the service he did for them could never be paid back. Sita fondly gave him a necklace. Hanuman took the necklace and tore it apart. The precious stones lay all over the floor. When asked, he told everybody that he wanted to see if every stone had Rama and Sita in it. Hanuman is the greatest devotee of Lord Ram. He stayed with Lord Ram and Sita Devi always. He was Lord Ram's servant, friend, well wisher, and whatnot. At various instances, Hanuman has proved to be Rama's best consort. Even today, it is believed that Hanuman will be present wherever stories of Lord Ram are told. Who knows, he might be with you and me also in our houses while you are listening to this Ramayana. Hanuman is a Chiranjeevi, that is, death is not his thing. He is always in this world serving Lord Ram and all his bhaktas. Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. And now coming back to the Ramayana. There was now peace, prosperity, and security everywhere in Ayodhya. To assess the real condition of his people, Rama sent his spies and soldiers all around. One day, Rama himself went around his kingdom. He heard a washerman scolding his wife and asking her to leave. Rama spoke to the washerman, who told him that he was not like him, who would keep a wife who had stayed in a stranger's house for a long time. He was mentioning Sita was there at Ravana's place for a very long time, and Rama got Sita back to Ayodhya. This was not a good thing to do. Rama was upset to hear this. After much thought, he took a harsh decision. He thought that since his people were not happy, it was best to renounce Sita as queen, that is, to send Sita outside somewhere from the palace. Rama called Lakshmana the next day. He told him what the spy had told him, and that to maintain law and order in the kingdom, it had become necessary for him to send Sita somewhere else. Lakshmana was shocked. He was given the responsibility to leave Sita at sage Valmiki's ashram. Lakshmana tried to tell him to think about his decision again, as Sita was pregnant too that time. But Rama did not listen to him at all. Lakshmana asked Sumantra to prepare the best chariot. When it was ready, he asked Sita to get into it. Soon they reached the Valmiki's ashram. Lakshmana told sage Valmiki that Rama had asked him to leave Sita Devi with him. Hearing this, Sita was struck with grief. She was heartbroken, but she could not do anything. With heavy heart and empty chariot, Lakshmana went back to Ayodhya. What Lord Ram did to Sita Devi might be injustice personally, but as a king of Ayodhya, he had to do this for the sake of the people. It was his duty to look into the thoughts of the people too, though he was heartbroken to send Sita Devi away. We'll see what happens next.